Hey guys, welcome back to Code&Gamology. Today we're making a game called Fiffy's Lost Chest. Now you're probably wondering why Fiffy has a chest. Well, Fiffy likes to hide certain objects in them, so I'm guessing that's why. Now what are we waiting for? Let's go explore the land of Fiffy's Lost Chest. Use arrow keys to move. Click space to jump. Also, use space to jump over certain obstacles, such as this rock. There will be 3 worlds. A flag indicates a special object, which allows you to travel to a different world. Now, we are in the second world now. We will be able to hop on magical rocks that float and find our second magical item, a button. It opens a cavern in the side of this rock, and we found Fiffy's lost chest. Let's open it and find Fiffy's secrets. Okay, now let's go make our game. Since we're making only part 1 today, let's prepare our backdrops and all our sprites. So for our backdrop, I just chose a black sky so that it will act in the background of my platform. My sprite backdrop. I just used a completely black, I chose the blue sky and changed it to black sky, like filled it. But it's your choice. This is the color of the horizon, I must remind you. Now, my main character, my dog, I got it from Dot, and I simply did a few modifying changes as I took off her helmet and I changed it into Fiffy. Now, I also added some standing animations, such as tail wagging. You see? Now, how did I change that? Let me teach you a real nice trick. You're probably wondering, if I want to take my dog's head off and then copy and paste it, what do I do? You can actually cut off your dog's tail. Oh, sorry, dog. Anyways, yeah, that's how you can change the eraser to 1, and that's how you can cut off certain parts of your character with the eraser. Also, you can do this. If you want your doggo's head, like this, the head shape, you can take it, copy it, and then rewind to where you haven't did that, and then paste it, and you'll have a perfect model. Cool, right? Now, let's do our map. So how many worlds will you have? I had 3, so I draw 3 maps. Well, you'll have to improvise on this game if you want 4. I'll tell you why later, or in part 2, where we actually code. Now we're going to do, you'll notice that the map you draw will be just empty. We won't have anything on the maps, just a plain old map. And then I actually cut off Fiffy's head and paste it here. So it's this thing right here. Now my loading screen, I chose a doggo paw, but you can choose anything else. So this is the screen that goes up when it loads. You can draw it, and here's our ending screen. I dropped my carrot with the line tool, and then filled it in with marker. Now, our rare photo, I actually just imported the picture, and I imported the picture and then just jobbed a simple outline. Now you're probably wanting to learn how. Look, this is just a whole giant blob of square around it. And then you can just move the square until you have a good angle with it. Okay, now let's make our backdrop. Our main backdrop when you click this. Now, you'll notice that I did the glowing words, so just double words, you can call them. And then I have my Fiffy sprite, I copied it, and then I copied my chest sprite, and I copied my rock sprite, and yeah, I just copied like mostly everything to make a kind of a good thing, and then I added the map on it. Now the second thing, we're gonna be creating a music machine. You don't really need it because all it does is for really playing music. Okay, now that we're done with creating our sprites, it's time to create our platform or our sprite backdrop. So let's create our sprite backdrop. Whoa. I have 9 of them. And then I draw, like that. But you don't really see this costume. Now you're probably wondering why you don't see the words. I think the first thing we're going to do today is kind of just writing it. So I'm going to teach you all the tips and tricks I know about drawing this backdrop. So in order to make some things have power over the other things, because we can go to our previous backdrop, our previous sprite backdrop, we're going to have to make sure we have a block, a pillar of something, of some color blocking us from going to here. So we can't go here, and we're gonna write our words, but we're gonna be writing them in white. If you're making a black backdrop, you're gonna be writing them in different colors than your backdrop's color. Now, how did I draw this rock? So right now we need to be careful that our rocks have 3 sides, top, left, and right. Now that we're sure we have that as I have in my rock, like this, 3 sides. The left one side is gonna be this color. The right one side is going to be the same color as the pillar you used here. And then we're going to just put the ground color up here. Now we're going to group them. Now the reason why I have to be so crazy about this is because if you don't get them right, well, it's going to be a big mistake. And this color, we're going to have to remember it too. Now the portal, I just used a random circle. Yeah, just a circle. Now this one, we're going to do another one of the same color as this. And the remaining rocks have to look the same, except you can make them smaller and bigger once they're grouped. And then you're probably wondering why I have a middle of black in the middle of nowhere. If I didn't do anything, if I took off this black, it will look like this, which is weird, right? So I used this, which will make you be kind of confused, but as long as it blocks out your color, this color has to be the same as your main backdrop color. Okay, let's continue. Now, I added this bottom, real, specially, and then this thing. This slab of rock here has to be the same color as this, the left-sided, if you're making it that. And then once you click the button, you should see a giant hole here. And there's my chest and my open chest. You don't really need this costume. I just have this costume to, keep it there so it doesn't end nowhere. This is the costume that shows up after that thing is open, but I didn't end up using it, so yeah, I don't really need it. Okay, now I think we finished all these things. I think it's about time we started coding. Remember, we will only do a little tiny bit of coding today because this is part 1. We'll finish the game in part 2 and maybe a part 3. So let's start with our music machine. I'm just gonna formally making it play Fiffy music. It's also the dance chill, but I turned it to Fiffy music. And let's start. It's gonna set the ghost effect to 100. Which means the sprite is not visible. Then forever, it's going to go to the front layer. Okay, we already finished 2 sprites, and that was quick. Thank you for watching and coding with me today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, please remember to watch Fifi's Lost Chest Part 2. It will feature the rest of the coding, and we will finish the game once and for all. Bye!